Hey, mortgage pals. I was once in your shoes. I was actually really comfortable with my bank position, had a great logo on my business card, one of the big ones, the big banks. And I thought I had the backing of one of the strongest corporations in Canada. And to some extent, that was true. But what I didn't realize at the time was that I was one of many gold miners digging the mine that made other people rich. I thought the compensation was good, and it wasn't good then and isn't good now. I thought the bank had my back. Pearls were nearly non-existent. If anything, I was being used as a trainer for the branch staff. Hey, Steve, what's the CMHC premium on a deal at 10% down? I was training the bank's generalists to take opportunities away from me, and it made no sense. And worse than all of this was the jealousy aimed at bank specialists like me and my colleagues. The mentality of some of my branch colleagues was sort of like, how dare this person make X amount of dollars while I have to slog away at this miserable branch life? Even executives at the bank were jealous of me and with others who had the audacity to become successful. So brace yourself. You're going to see massive differences if and when you do get the courage to make the leap to brokering. And if you do make that leap, I'm going to suggest you do the smart thing and look at Indie Mortgage. It's not an exaggeration to say that there are some undesirable options on the brokering side. So send me a note at the email you see below, and before you pick a firm that you might regret, and I can help talk you through it in an as unbiased as I can be manner. We'll start with some of the key cultural differences you'll experience, and we'll wrap it up with a breakdown of compensation because I know that's a lot of the reason why people are watching this video. And you got to leave the best for last, right? So first, you're going to see massive differences in the options available to your clients. This should be a no-brainer. You're no longer going to be limited to the underwriting team that drives you nuts at the bank. Your options will expand exponentially. This comes with some positives and comes with some negatives. The positive is you're going to close deals that you likely couldn't while you were working at the bank. But on a negative side, if you want to look at it as a negative, you're going to need to devote some time to learning the lenders. You're not just going to know everything on day one. You're going to need to meet with BDMs. So BDMs are business development managers for the lenders, and you're also going to lean on others and for help, whether that's a deal desk, whether it's a mentor, whether it's a colleague. During your when you do your first few deals, you're going to need some support. You have your system down pat at the bank, but it is slightly different on our side. One of those differences, you're going to be required to provide full documentation and transparency on files. Banks are regulated by OSFI, the Office of the Superintendent of Financial Institutions, which means no license is needed and continuing education is sparse. On our side, transparency rules the day unless you're a fraudster, in which case, lose or stop watching the video right now. But be prepared to work in an environment that is increasingly regulated. This isn't a problem for 99% of you, and it's certainly not an unreasonable amount of compliance and procedures. But this is a short form way of saying that if you want to commit fraud, this isn't the business for you. Please stop watching the video and just quit the business and go like jump off a bridge or something. Now, in terms of other things that you're gonna experience, get excited for better tech tools and resources. So take off those TD Mortgage specialist glasses and have a look at what the broker side has to offer. Our firm, Indy, gives you the opportunity to work with a variety of choices of submission platforms, many of which you've probably heard of. You've probably heard of Filogix, Finmo, that sort of stuff. These are Finmo in particular is the best of the best in the market. Your life will become so much easier as you master these cutting edge programs. Shop for a brokerage that gives you a full tech suite. At our brokerage, this means every agent gets the Google Suite. So that means emails, sheets, forms. It comes with indiemortgage.ca as the identifier in the email address, but it's run through the Gmail platform. So you get all of the benefits of that. The agents also get their own choice. Do you want to work on Finmo? Do you want to work on Filogix, Velocity, Scarlet? You'll get again, with our brokerage, I can't speak for every brokerage. You'll get Lender Spotlight, which is an incredible tool to help you identify which lenders will do certain deals for certain clients based on factors like loan to value, location, any sort of anomalies with the property and with income, that sort of stuff. Really cool, and that's all included. Don't accept low-end technology. Make sure that your company's on the leading edge when it comes to AI tools, ready-made marketing materials, that kind of stuff. Remember, you're going from being an employee of a bank to being an independent contractor. So this is your business. So you're no longer working for the man. You're working for yourself, and your brokerage is your support network. So a good brokerage like Indie is actually has a vested interest in helping you grow, helping your business grow. You need a brokerage that will help you optimize your processes, keep your expenses low, and actively assist you in growing your sales volume, which of course is part of the fun at Indie. Managing your book of business and creating a drip campaign is all that much more important and much more lucrative on our side of the business. So we all know renewals pay little to nothing in Bankland. The story is much different on the broker side of the business. Obviously, we are at renewal. We are able to look for other options that might be a better rate, better term, better product for our clients, and we're compensated again. That's a big feature of the brokering side. I would be hesitant to consider any brokerage that has a cookie cutter CRM that just sends out those mortgage related emails to your database every month. Quite frankly, they don't. In most cases, they don't care about mortgage information after they've funded their mortgage. So instead, I look for a brokerage that understands things like gamifying their CRM, engaging the database just frequently enough to stay top of mind. Reach out to me and I can explain how we do this better than anyone else out there. How about a brokerage that arranges a special realtor trip for your top referrers, packed with fun and some educational component, of course, as well. To get in on this program, that one you've got to join Indie. Getting back to what the benefits, prepare yourself for freedom and to be treated as an adult. You won't get an email saying you aren't allowed to travel with your laptop or be outside the country with your laptop for more than 7 days, all that kind of stuff. And you don't have to sit through those quarterly reviews, and you're not going to be under the thumb of a boss who critiques you. You'll be respected for the professional you are. I promise to talk about compensation. This is going to be a really quick summary, but as a general rule, expect about 110 to 125 basis points on a typical 5-year insured deal. Right now, we have a lender paying 140 bips on 5-year insured deals, but 110 to 125 is more typical compensation. What does that mean for those of you who aren't familiar with basis points? That means a $500,000 mortgage typically pays a gross commission of around, let's call it 6,000. And I mentioned the 140, so 7,000 would currently be on the table as well. This compensation runs through the brokerage, who take a split of the gross amount to cover office overhead, mentorship, tools, technology, etc., and you're paid the net amount. In terms of what to expect as a banker transitioning into brokering, if you're a top producer, you're going to expect to earn the vast majority of that compensation. You're not going to get every penny of it because there are hard costs, and there is also the need to keep the lights on at the brokerage. But you're going to be able to, as a large producer, you're going to get a lot of that upon joining a brokerage and getting licensed. A newer agent or one who produces a more modest volume of sales will still get a great split, but the brokerage may put you on a sliding scale as kind of the labor-intensive training period, builds up to bigger results over time, and your split grows with it. If you'd like a one-on-one chat about what to expect in your specific scenario, send me an email. There's a million other benefits to making the jump. I just covered the basics today. I'm going to leave you with this thought, and I know you might be nervous, and I was in your shoes once back in the day. And you're possibly worried about giving up that awesome bank logo on your business card. Again, I was in your shoes. I can say with confidence, you'll thank yourself for having the courage to try something new. And when those impressive broker commissions start rolling in, your freedom expands, your happiness expands. You'll wonder, why did I not do this sooner?